Shalom, shalom. This is a part two of the video I was just doing with this guy on the screen. You know, and these nations gearing up for World War III and the economic collapse and all hell breaking loose. It's gonna be a part two. Cause it just cut off. I don't even know what the hell just happened, but it's all good. I think I was going to go into the scripture in 2 Ezra 15th chapter, because he was basically asking the question: is it both? You know, as far as mobilization, like these different countries, you know, having a lot of movement, transporting military equipment and stuff like that, and you know these different soldiers, you know, having these drafts and all that stuff. You know, them moving to their base and getting ready. Hey, that's all. This is coming to pass, man. You know, and that it is both. Like I said, you know, I'm gonna get this in 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, and the 14th verse. It says, "Woe to the world, to them that dwell therein, when your destruction unto this world, for the sword, right, and the destruction draweth nigh." So you know, hey, it's very very close, man. It's here, you know, right? People fighting against each other with weapons. People coming at each other, you know, not sparing them. It says, "And one people shall stand up and fight against another." You know, that's happening, man. It says, "In the swords in their hands." Right, you just had this lady, and I think I did mention it in the part one of the video. You know, you had this lady, you know, she had the gun in her hand. She was demanding them people to give her money. You know, it says, verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." Right, "For they shall not regard their kings nor princes," meaning they're not going to follow the rules and the laws of, you know, what their government has set up. Which a lot of these governments, they're going to allow you to do these things. So you know, really, it's through the spirit, man, of Yahweh Shai, man, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It says, "In the course of the ashes stand in their power, and a man should desire to go into a city and not be able." You see, so how is this going to happen? Hey, they're going to set up roadblocks, blockades of these different troops, these different army men in these different nations to block people from going to the store. They're going to block them from leaving their house. You know, we seen the prelude of these different things happen over the pandemic. You know, not really over here in America, but you know, you had National Guard implemented a couple times. You know, at certain times you did actually in America the National Guard, but it wasn't really anything big. But I know over there in Australia, I think you couldn't, like, at one point in time, you couldn't, like, go into the store, or I think they were trying to do that in the UK. They had, like, security or whatever set up, you know, in front of the store, like, as far as if you didn't have the jump shot pass or whatever, they had them basically blocking it, you know. But this is going to be, you know, during the time of complete vengeance, like, you know, when the Lord's not going to spare none. You know, he's only dealing with his people anyway, but there's going to be a time to where, like, if you even come out of your house, you're going to get shot on sight. You know, they're going to check up on you to see if you even, you know, to see if you following the orders. They're going to have you taking a shower at a certain time of day. They're going to have you go to sleep at a certain time of day. All these different things are happening. They got different laws to where you can't even, I think it's laws to where you, if you got food in your house, they're going to come and take it and everything. Like, these devils is going to come down, you know. Everywhere, in every country, man, they're going to come down, you know. I'm going to read verse 18. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." You see? So, hey, people's houses are going to be ransacked, like I said, by these different army men. Hey, by these NATO troops, these foreign troops over here in America. Like, hey, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and shall spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation," right? Lack of food. You know, like Salakia, I don't know what happened. That's coming. You know, you had a lot of food processing plants get caught on fire coincidentally or accidentally this year, which we know the real reason why. You know, it's set up, you know, for the famine to come in and then them ultimately to come out with the MOTB, because that's what they're going to be doing around these times too. Sea hipping people, you know, without other people knowing, you know, but eventually it's going to be mandatory. You know, I'm gonna play this video again.
Could it be both? My name is Dave Hodges. I'm the host of the Common Sense Show. We are the show that is freeing America one enslaved mind at a time. Thank you so much for joining us. We are brought to you by Dark Age protection. They say when an EMP goes off, you have 30 minutes to start saving your life. Actually, you have about 30 seconds. You need to turn on all the faucets with the drains plugged so you can start collecting water immediately. Of course, you're going to have to treat it. But that would be every bathtub, every sink, everything you have needs to be filled up as quickly as possible. Garden hose if you have it in the bucket, because there'll be water that you can access for a short time, and you need to do that immediately. Do you know what else you should have to do? Do you? Well, there's a free video out there from Dark Age Protection that will address the issues, the short term, tomorrow, long term, even how to survive years into the future. And we live in this age now where people would like to do us great harm. I don't know that we're going to see an EMP. Some people say we could. We might. I think
Hey, I believe that's going to happen, hey, through the Spirit, man. Hey, my rib has had dreams about that, you know, or my significant other has had dreams about that. You know, brothers in the camp, hey, have had dreams about that. I believe that's going to happen because the scriptures say, there's gonna be a plague of darkness, and the Lord, you know, said He requires that which is past, and we know that happened in ancient Egypt, you know, but they didn't have the technology they got now, so it's gonna be in a different way, you know. It's gonna happen to where Esau does it, you know, with some type of bomb or something, and then it goes up in the air, and then it just, you know, spreads some type of vibration or energy, and it just shuts off everything, you know. But I'm gonna read verse 19. It says, "And your patience possess you your souls." Right? You know, we gotta keep this truth. We gotta stay on the straight and narrow path, man. We gotta keep praying to Yahweh Shemir Shah. Keep fasting. Keep reading. Hey, do it more. Pray more. Fast more. Cause there's gonna come a time to we ain't gonna be able to do these things, man. Like we gonna be on the run like pilgrims on the earth. You know, we might eventually have to be in like a cave or something, like in the the 2 Kings, where the prophets were hiding in the caves because of persecution, I believe. I'm gonna have to read that story again. You know, I haven't read it in a while, but I remember it. I'm gonna read this in verse 20. It says, "And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh." Well, right, when they start setting up these different roadblocks, blockades, you know, with these army troops, that's Jacob's trouble, man. It's over. You know, it's over. Ain't gonna be no more internet. Ain't gonna be no more YouTube. Ain't gonna be no more BitChute. Ain't gonna be no more what's the other websites we be using? Odyssey, you know, or Rumble. Ain't gonna be no more of that, man. You had your chance to receive this word, man, to seek Yahweh Shemir Shah. You know, and this happened. This is really talking about the ancient world, but it's talking about this time too. You know, because this happened during 70 AD when the Romans, you know, came in and besieged us, man. They blocked the whole city so we couldn't get out. You know. And they came and they tortured the Israelites, man. And it's gonna happen again. It said, "Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains." This is talking about Africa, really. But this time, hey, we're gonna have to flee, man. You know, spiritually, physically. "Let them which are in the mountain, in the midst of it, depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter therein too." Right, these different heathens or these different people ain't gonna want to come over here, man. You know, it says, "For these be the days of vengeance, that all things are written may be fulfilled." Right, you know, hey, this gonna be the time to where everything that the Lord has said is gonna be fulfilled. It says, "But woe unto them that were child, and to them that give suck." Right, you ladies that have newborn babies, you know, because you gotta breastfeed them, you know, you gotta carry them, because newborn babies can't walk, they can't talk, they can't do anything for themselves. You know, that's gonna hold you back. I mean, if you a lady that's got to marry the Lord, that married the Lord is a part of the elect, you're going to be good as long as you stay by His side. You know, it says, "For there should be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people." Right, our people, you know. "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword and should be led away." Well, I'm going to stop right there because, like I said, we're not going to be led into all nations. Again, that ain't going to happen. They're going to be led into FEMA camps. That's going to happen. You know. But we're not going into, you know, actual slavery again. This is the last time. This is our last captivity. America, Babylon the Great, and everywhere else was scattered, you know, outside of America. This is our last captivity. So we're not going to go into slavery again, but people will, even brothers in this truth, some of us going to go into FEMA camps. It's going to happen. You know, we had to we have to be martyrs for the Lord's sake. You know, it's written the Lord went through it, so some of us will go through it. Not all of the elect, but you know, most of the elect is gonna, you know, they're gonna make it out of here a lot. But some of the elect, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna give up their lives for the testimony's sake, man. You know, but they're gonna be the first ones raised up. But I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this video again.
It's more likely the grid will be shut down, but the effect will be the same. It's just an invading army will be able to pull up the grid for their benefit, as opposed to what they'd have to do if there was an EMP. But that's a political issue. Let's talk about how you deal with lights off. Free video, following the suggestions, because most people have no clue what to do. DarkAgeProtection.com. The link is in the description box, and the video is free. Well, okay, mobilization for war or martial law. I was convinced yesterday when I reported on all these news releases around the world that it was preparation for war. It could be. It could be. But I'm also beginning to get the hint, because there's big internal troubles in China. There's rumors in there that Xi's under house arrest, and this is all stuff you can't confirm. But we do know he's been very unpopular with certain factions of the CCP. There's no question that that's true. So that story has a basis in truth, even though it's not provable. But China is in chaos. They've had to guard the banks with tanks. Last week, we know peasants attacked one of the banks because they wanted their money. No, China's in chaos. And
yeah, America, hey, we ain't too far behind that. You know, like I said, there's brothers that's been coming out with videos of, you know, different people having homeless people come up on their porch and the police can't do nothing. You know, or if they do something, they'll come right back. You know, so the Lord got a spirit on these people, man, to do what they doing. You know, and if you ain't a party elected, you ain't, you know, you're done. You're through. You're not escaping. You're not going nowhere. You know. I'm gonna play this video again.
And I don't think China's in a position to attack Taiwan right now. So I don't think it's war in China. What about the troops marching the streets in London? There's a strong presence now. The supply chain is grinding to a halt. China is grinding to a halt. This is what you got when you went and did what everyone with common sense said. Don't let China become the center of all manufacturing. This is insane. Well, now we're going to find out when you can't get your insulin, you can't get your antibiotics, you can't get your chips, you can't get this, you can't get that. People are about ready to find out. And this will affect the rest of the world. Now, with
you see that? He says it's going to affect the rest of the world. He didn't mention America. Everywhere else, you see why he mentioned China is in chaos right now. They're in chaos. Russia's invaded Ukraine. They're having a draft right now. You know, over there in the so-called Middle East. In Europe, they got the guards out there, the troops out there. You know. But good old America, Babylon the Great, the best for last. You're up next. You know. You're up next. I'm going to get this and I'm going to play it again. Then I'm going to bring out the scriptures.
Europe going on high alert, even though they're trying to downplay it. Clearly that's in response to the shutting off of natural gas by Putin. I don't know how they can expect Putin to keep sending natural gas when there's a war against Putin. I mean, I don't care how wrong he is. What kind of leader would ever do that? Yeah, you're killing our soldiers, you're opposing our military objectives no matter how wrong they may be, but you want me to keep sending you natural gas. Come on. That's absurd. And they could be aligning the military to handle extreme civilian unrest. And that's what I think it is.
Didn't I just read that, though? I just read that. It's prophecy. One people should stand up to fight against another. Sedition amongst men. That's people uprising against their government. That's everything is happening right now. The Lord is visiting the earth, man. you know, and they're setting up the troops. That's all the scriptures. I just read it to you. So there's no need to deny it, you know.
And this is going on all through Europe. Now, could it be deployment for potential war with Russia too? Yes. Excuse me. It is allergy season here north of the Valley of the Sun. I apologize. The Chinese reason for deployment, though, I think is far different than the European. China's in a self-preservation, how do we stay on top of the global empire, so to speak, and Xi is looked at as a total mismanager. I mean, he's not producing. Putin's not in a different position either. I'm telling you, the oligarchs are pissed. They want the natural gas to flow. They want this war to either be won or settled. Biden is the fly in the ointment, as we reported on a few days ago. He doesn't want settlement. He wants to crush Russia. So, let's go down and talk about...
Hey, man, these nations are against each other, man. We play it again.
What this means for you and me. If China continues to degenerate with regard to economic prowess and the ability to put products in our country and on our store shelves, and, oh, by the way, the actions of the box stores speak to what I'm telling you is true in China. They're canceling orders. The FedEx has increased prices. FedEx and Amazon are selling off jets because they say they don't need them. What does that tell you? Where would this stuff come from? It sure ain't coming from Ethiopia. It's coming from China. And what they're saying is we can't depend on China to get stuff here. And in addition, we're sinking further and further into serious recession. Oh, I'm so sick of the definitions the Democrats pull out. The definition is negative economic growth for 2 consecutive quarters. We've already passed that Rubicon. This is so stupid to even have the discussion. But the Democrats can't run for re-election on the truth, so they got to change the definitions. Well,
that's it. We'll get this in 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 70. It says, "For there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Because really, you know, if you against their system and, you know, this their image, you know, which is their ways, their philosophies, hey, they gonna do away with you. They gonna off with your head, you know. Especially if you are Israelite. It says they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. It says, "Hear, O you my beloved," talking about the house of David, the elect. "Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." Talking about the elect. "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves." You see? So, even though all these different things are coming, you know, martial law, the uprisings, the seditions, the different killings that's happening, the increase of murder, the increase of crime, you know, all hell breaking loose, the Lord has his elect, you know, throughout all of this, man. So, you know, don't be afraid, Israel. Yasharallah, you know, if you listen to these videos, seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai, pray to her for strength, guidance, you know, for him to have the angels watching over you. And the angels are here. Brothers see chariots every day. You know, brothers see, you know, fleets of them. You know, even these heathens see them. So, you know, don't be afraid when these times come, man. You know, while everybody else is catching hell, and even our own people, we can't pray for them. We can't try to help them. Hey, it is what it is. They're not a part of the elect, and they didn't listen. So, with that, I'm going to close out. Lord willing, y'all were edified. I'm going to say shalom, you know, to all you people that are out there, all you elect. And double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone. Wow, Baba Ball, shalom.